As far as my male grooming routine, I do a face wash, AM, PM, typically, and a scrub once a week.
So I get a haircut every 2 weeks. My hair grows back really fast. I try to shave every week, as well as clean my nails, cut my nails, make sure I don't have any dirt underneath them.
Things when it comes to grooming on my face, I'd say getting that neck beard out of there, having the lips visible, because in interaction with strangers, that little difference in the growth on the beard is going to change how they interact with you.
It absolutely does. He is not lying. And thank you, gentlemen, for weighing in on your well-groomed routines. Our show today is focusing on men investing in their own self-care. And that's why we wanted to hit the streets and hear from the fellas out there. So we thank you. But we also have some really interesting fellas right here talking about it. I've already heard from Tarris Scott. He can relate because he gets his hair cut about once a week now and also owns a grooming lounge designed for men here in Atlanta. And joining the conversation, Seneca Williams and Marlo Bolles. They treat themselves on a regular basis to a day of grooming and relaxation. We're talking getting the hair cut, nails done, everything. Hair done, nail, everything done, right? I love it. And I love that you guys are so open about it too, right?
Yes.
I want to start with you. What made you get started with this, Marlo?
So to backdate, I'll say around 2019, just being in the Air Force, going through basic and just grooming, dress blues, being organized, being clean.
You got to come sharp. You got to be clean every day, right?
Yes. So it started from there, and then I would say haircut was a normal thing every bi-weekly or so. So the biggest thing for me, or the biggest step for me, was necessary the whole nail.
And how did you step into that? Because I know the idea of getting, a coat of polish makes a lot of guys go, I ain't doing all that.
Right. So initially it started from a post on a Shade Room where women was basically voting whether they like their men to have a manicure, pedicure, and majority voted yes. So being a single man on the market, I needed to be competitive.
Like, let me go ahead and go. So you started with the buff and then kept it going.
Yeah, I started with the buff, and then I was like, well, the buff, I like to shine a little bit more, so I started switching over to the polish and eventually gel, because gel lasts a little bit longer.
Yeah, I love that you know that the gel lasts a little bit longer. I love it. Seneca, what's your routine like?
Well, I actually go to Hammer and Nails.
Okay.
So I've known Tarris since we were in a 7th grade.
Okay.
And I live right across the street, and so.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, but the first time.
I bet you spend a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
What's your routine like? What do you have done on a regular basis?
I get a manicure, a pedicure, and a facial. I cut my own hair now.
I get it.
But I go over there just for the top-notch experience.
So when you say like, hey, y'all, I got my appointment, like that's a given, like you're just open about this.
Yes.
Why do you think that's important for other men to recognize this is part of your routine?
Right. And for me, it's like, I think if you look good, you feel good. And, men, we work harder too. I mean, we work hard as well.
Yeah.
And I think women live longer than men because they take better care of themselves.
Tell the truth.
Guys,
Tell the truth.
We'll work hard, but then we won't prioritize getting our self-help and self-care.
Right. So listen, and I usually don't ask how much things cost, right? I think that's a bit gauche. But because you guys have put it out there, you two spend a lot of money on this, right? Or is it considered a lot of money, or do you feel like this is worth the investment?
It's worth the investment.
Let's talk about what you spend. Is it monthly? How do you feel comfortable? I'll follow your lead on that.
Okay. Well, I'll say we'll put it in a monthly spectrum, right?
What's your budget for self-care on grooming?
Monthly, I'll say about $500 a month.
Wow. But that makes, you talk about how much a woman is spending on hair and makeup alone, right? So you're like, it's for you.
That's one install for a woman. So.
I love that he knows it's one install. Go ahead. How about you?
It's about the same, about $500 to $600 for me as well.
And you don't miss appointments.
No.
Like you get irritated if you have to reschedule.
Right.
Yeah.
Tarris, you own the shop, so I know you're not necessarily paying for the service, but this is still part of your budget too, right? This is something that you would be doing.
For myself and my son. So my son is 13, so I'm training him how to take care of himself as well and prioritize grooming. And he loves a nice haircut as well.
And I like that you bring that up, because so much of what our sons learn come from the fathers in their lives, the uncles, the men who were standing in the gap, just about how you carry yourself and how you have to show up for things like job interviews and beyond dating, just showing up for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Explain, what's that conversation like for you with the other young men that you may be mentoring or other young men in your lives?
Well, for me, the first time I got a manicure, my dad took me. I was maybe like 17. Yes, because my dad has always got manicures and pedicures, and so he's always told me, if you want to shake hands with people, you don't want to make it seem like your hands are rough or things like that. You want to present yourself in a way, and it's just a way like what you carry yourself.
Yeah.
So that's always been important to me.
How about for you, especially as a younger man? I mean,
yes. My first experience or conversation about male grooming was, of course, the haircut, but as far as nails and manicures was from my uncle.
I don't want to ignore the elephant in the room. On sometimes with these issues, people are like, especially men, will be like, "Oh, that's feminine. That's soft. I'm not soft. I mow my lawn. Y'all mow your lawns too, right? Well, you live downtown, so you're not mowing the lawn. But it's not a good or healthy connection to make it sound like that there's something being wrong with this.
Correct. We have to rethink self-care.
Tell me more.
Grooming and making it a priority to take care of yourself, get a manicure and pedicure has nothing to do with your sexual orientation or your masculinity. It's just about feeling good about yourself and just stepping into the new age of recognizing the new and better first. We carry around a lot of stress. Where's our outlet?
Yeah.
So this is an outlet for us
and
to be pampered.
You've got just a couple of years on my brother here. Tell me, do you feel like that's the same case for you, Marlo, in terms of the brothers in your age group feel like, this is what we're doing now. We're not making a big deal out of this anymore.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely that way now.
And for you?
I just think when you know who you are, and I've always been like a person, I don't just follow the actual pack or anything. So even if other people were said, "Oh, this feels this way," I'm like, "Well, it didn't feel that way to me, so I'm doing it."
Right, and making it clear, we're not judging anybody's lifestyle, regardless. It's just about the judgment of taking care of yourself as if something is wrong with that. Good conversation, fellas. I love it. Stick around because after the break, these gentlemen are going to break down some affordable alternatives, their way of getting self-care outside of going to the spa. Good information. Ladies, listen up, because this is how we're going to talk our men into this. All right, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.